We could go in so many directions. Yeah. Anyway, so you know, what two things did we not like what the commission has done? I mean, the commission's done a lot of great things. We can pick apart what they haven't done, but that to me is really negative, and I really don't want to create a negative environment for the city. That's not my objective. You know, there's things that we don't want to do, and that's give away alleys. We don't want to give away our streets. I think that's definitely something we got to put a stop to. That's a valuable asset for our community. So I would say that would be one. As far as developments are concerned, I think one of the things we can do a better job of is being able to have conversations early on in the projects. Be able to reach out to the community, reach out to the developers, and bring those people together. Because that's what I'm exceptionally good at, as I mentioned before. I love bringing people together. I like taking complex challenges, parsing them down into bite-sized consumable pieces so that we can reach to a common goal. That's what I do exceptionally well, and that's what I think we need on the commission so that we can accomplish things in the city and move things forward. So thank you.
Ms. Morris?
There's no economic development plan. I'll go back to that. Bruce may have one from Joan. It hasn't been adopted by the city. It's not on our webpage. It's not official. So we need to, that is day one. We've got to do that. The City Commission had contemplated accepting a recommendation from a consultant that was going to raise the height along Atlantic Avenue, East Atlantic Avenue, to 54 feet. That would have, in essence, over a very short period of time, done away with our charming gem of a 2-story and a few 3-story buildings along East Atlantic Avenue from Swinton to the Intercoastal. Thank heavens, the gods intervened and they listened, and that hopefully will not be adopted. We'll leave that height to a lower height and keep that charming downtown that everybody loves. The last hearing on Atlantic Crossing was treated less like a commission hearing, and there was no collaboration. It was treated like a court hearing, and we missed the golden opportunity to have a final say with that developer for what the city wanted, what the city needed. Another access street, a decel lane perhaps, so many things that would make that project more user-friendly to our city. Right now, the way it stands, because that opportunity was not taken, there's no deceleration lanes coming into Atlantic Plaza, so you're going to be going in an active lane of traffic to turn into the project. You'll be going into an active lane of traffic coming out of the project. Very dangerous. The access is limited. There's not enough access. And there was some opportunity for more parking, and we missed that boat too. So I definitely think that there was a misstep there on that last Atlantic crossing. We missed an opportunity to make that a great project, a greater project. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Katz?
Could you repeat the question because the parameters on it?
What specific action or actions of the City Commission in the past 2 years do you view as a mistake, and why?
Thank you. First of all, there was one mistake that was made in the middle of March by our commission that was travesty. Now, luckily, that particular mistake was corrected 2 weeks later when our new commission took office. But that travesty, that vote that was taken that night, could have cost this city, especially as we learn now, millions of dollars. That night, something was posted, and we, right away, and I actually went to that meeting, and I was the only person out of what we have 60,000 plus residents who spoke up and said, what is going on here? We should not be voting on this without the entire commission, something so important. The city manager, the city attorney was begging the commission not to make a decision that night, yet they did. And like I said, even some people on this podium, or on the stage, sorry, were there that night. I was the only person in this city to speak up, mostly because a lot of the residents didn't even know it was going to be on the agenda, but those that were there knew that it was on the agenda. And all I asked was that it be tabled so that it could be researched more. That was one mistake, but it was corrected. The next mistake is, so what was it? It was called for Auburn Trace. It was a $4 million loan revision. I'm sorry. was a $4 million loan revision that was passed to remodify those loans, and then that they are now in bankruptcy, and that's in foreclosure, and the city's had to buy that loan for $4 million, but we could have lost that money with that decision. The second is just not doing a parking study before future projects are done, and before the changes were made, even to Sunday Lane. We should be doing a parking study. I don't understand why it hasn't been done. And with that, we need to bring the people, we need to have people involved, speaking up at these meetings. We want to encourage people and welcome them, and welcome their thoughts, and not snarl them. Thank you.
Mr. Smith?
Our commission, the vast majority of the time, do a very good job in making decisions, that benefit our residents. But two mistakes come to mind that I like to expound on. And one of them would be following the recommendation of staffers as it relates to Auburn Trace. That created problems of a phenomenal magnitude and resulted in a tremendous loss of taxpayers' dollars. And I think that was a mistake, and I realize, that it was initiated outside of the 2-year parameters, but it has come back and revisited within the 2-year parameters. The other mistake that I think they made was following the recommendation of staffers as it relates to waste management. Here again, created problems of a phenomenal magnitude, resulted in a monumental loss of taxpayers' dollars, litigation, and everything that was not conducive, to doing what represents the best interest of our residents. So those are two that come to mind, and I hope that, we never have to revisit anything even remotely similar to those two fiascos. Thank you.